somebody's going to ask unless they're instructed on the show not to ask her about that.
Yeah. And like, if you're inauthentic and you really work hard on your public persona, which I do believe she probably does, like you suggest,
Yeah.
then this has to be just killing you because this is out of your control.
Oh, me?
No, Kyle. Like if Kyle,
Yeah.
Kyle really cares about the public persona,
Right.
I mean, this is bigger than you. I mean,
and
this is a real thing.
That's something more that, I think highlights the truth of there being a problem with her and Maurizio, and it's really shining a light on that. She doesn't necessarily want this kind of attention,
Right.
It's not like they're getting ready to cancel Housewives, so they had to drum up some quick press and put on a fake story to save the show. Hollywood will do things like that. So that's why this seems actually very real. And it's amazing that there's still some people out there that like, I don't believe in love now that they're not together. I'm like, really? That's your standard? Well, good luck with that. So it's a whatever. It's, I think that this is hard for her and she would never want to give me a win. I'm sure she's held off on this for a long time. I don't think I don't think she cares for me very much. And, we just have that mutual feeling about each other. So it's not like she wanted me to be commenting on her. So there's got to be something very real behind this in order for her to, enter into it. Did he file for divorce or did she?
I don't know who filed for like the separation, but I do agree with you that I don't think she's very fond of you. I don't know if you've seen this because like all these memes have resurfaced now with you. I mean, everywhere, every blog is saying the medium was right. The medium was right. I told you before we went on, I even took 2 of our old clips and I'm like, okay, I mean, I'm friends with her. I'm going to jump in on this. And I reissued them on YouTube because people started commenting on our interview from last year. And I'm like, oh my God, like I'm not doing anything. Everyone's just commenting. This is a year old. How are you even finding this? I'm like, let me reissue these 2. But I think all of this, not just you and me, but like Kyle has obviously, I think, seen all of this because I don't know if you saw the post where she is either with some journalist or I think it's like a makeup artist or someone on her team. She's in Aspen with Mauricio this weekend, 4th of July. And she is then either puffing on like a pretend e-cigarette or she has gotten a prop and she's like, and she's know that. And her and the guy, I think it's like a glam. So she has now come out and responded basically to you going viral with all these memes. How do you feel about that?
It doesn't bother me. I like vaping. Maybe it'll take the edge off for her. She's kind of uptight. She's tightly wound for sure. Yeah, I just don't care. See, those things don't hurt me. So she can keep doing that. And that's basically what she's been doing the last 13 years when it comes to me, which shows you I take up free rent in her head for the rest of her life. She's really got to get over that. If she had just brushed it off after the dinner party and been like, we're totally happy, I wouldn't have cared. And that's what most people would do. They'd be like, well, whatever, to what I had seen connected to her. But she didn't do that. It's been 13 years, let it go. But she doesn't seem to be able to. I don't care if she vapes. I hear her kids do. So whatever.
I think it's because you said like you probably hit a nerve at the time 13 years ago, and she probably knew what you were onto was truly
I did an interview this week. Was it for, I don't know if it was for Page 6 or I don't know. I did an interview and I said maybe she could take up vaping. So it could be in response to that. I don't know.
I just felt she saw all of this stuff being resurfaced and it's being sent to her all day. And I'm sure she's like, let me now respond because I'm sure she wants to say something.
If she needs to do that, go ahead and do that. I would think she would be focusing her energy on something a little more important like her kids right now. But if you want to mock me with a vape, go ahead. I don't care.
Did you get out of everyone that night at the dinner party? Did you get like the worst energy from her, or was it because there was a lot of, I mean, last time you were here, which everyone could listen to, September 12th, 2022, we talked about it all, but like, was it really her that you got the most negative energy from?
She was the angriest at the table. I mean, that she exuded anger and control, in wanting to control the conversation, to control the women at the table. So she definitely was what I would refer to as the ringleader in that scenario. Lisa had already sort of had her money, she already made her mark. I think she had a lot riding on that show. I think everything was riding on that show for her at the time. And I do think that show helped Maurizio's real estate company to become what it is, because I think a lot of people went there because they knew he was connected to her. So again, I think they make money together. I think they do well in that respect. But yeah, at the dinner party, I liked Kim. Kim was on her own little magic carpet ride, but I get a blueprint of a person's sort of soul or personality when I'm around them, cocktail or no cocktail. And Kim's actually, she's a good person, and I liked her. Adrienne, she was fine until she got the sign that it was, she saw that Kyle was going in and jumped on the bandwagon. I'll just say that. But she had her own money too. So Kyle was really the only one at the table that didn't. And Taylor had a vested interest as well because it was her husband's money at the time. So those were my impressions. What a fun group of gals.
What a fun group.
They really should have had a contest where the biggest fans of theirs could win a dinner party with them and really enjoy their company. I will just say they weren't there to get to know me. They weren't there for any other reason than to create some sort of a scene for an episode. And, they got it. They got it. And it is what it is. I don't wish any of them ill. I just don't think of any of them. It's whatever.
Do you think, yes, and I should make it clear that when you and I speak and we text often, like, we do not talk about this. We talk about everything else in the world. Yeah. This is just, do you think, because listen, now Lisa Rinna, who Lisa Vanderpump doesn't really care for, she's off the show. Right. Lisa Vanderpump's Vanderpump Rules was on its last leg, and now we have the Scandival, which is one of the biggest things to ever hit the Bravoverse and has put the show back on the map. Vanderpump has a spinoff coming. It's called Vanderpump Villa, where she's going to do Vanderpump Rules all over again. And now this has been announced about Kyle. I mean, we're only human. You get a read on people. Do you think Lisa Vanderpump is sitting there today after the 4th of July just with a smile from ear to ear?
Oh, yeah.